Able to see and hear?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
See. Okay. See one thing. See, when I say neutral grounding, one side my neutral grounding is connected to the neutral of the transformer or the neutral of the generator. At the other side, what is it connected to?
Earth.
Pardon?
Earth. Earth.
Mr. Armugam, can you tell me at the other side what is it connected to?
Transformer side it is grounded to the earth, and the other side now it goes through the equipment body and the earth grid.
Okay, this is my transformer, right?
Yeah.
And and this is my this one. This is my motor.
Yes.
Now here I am having a resistor, right?
Yes.
What is this?
Earth.
Earth. Okay. So when I say earth, what is it? See, if
Sir, grounding plate.
Connection to the soil. It's a connection to the actual terra.
okay, it is connection to the ground. Suppose this is my transformer, okay, and here I have my earth grid, right? I have my earth grid, right?
Right.
So see, I will have my NGR here. I will have my NGR, and from my NGR it will be connected here. Okay. Actually, at one side my NGR is connected to the neutral. At the other side, my NGR is connected to the earth grid. Okay. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. All of you, I think Mr. Vermaji, you can also mute. Okay. Now, see what are different types of grounding. One is solid grounded, 415 volt system. We are using our solid grounding. This low resistance neutral grounding, we use it basically in plant, oil and gas plant, cement plant, steel plant, any of the plant where we have our 3.3 kV, 6.6 kV or 11 kV or so motors.
30 kVA, yes.
Yeah, 33 kV motor means it will become synchronous motor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So wherever we have all this big motor, there we are using the low resistance neutral grounding. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then high resistance neutral grounding. Have anybody come across that?
Sir, when we do projects for North America, in that region, many plants they have high resistance grounding.
North American project, you are using high resistance neutral grounding. Okay.
Sir, just one question about high resistance grounding. Will this introduce a high voltage on the stress on the cable?
See, when you do the design of the grounding, we are we have to ensure that the grounding will not introduce the stress. Okay, so the design calculation is done in a such a way that the amount of that resistance is matched with the capacitive reactance, so that that high voltage buildup will not be there.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So during the design, they will take care so that the voltage stress will not be there. Otherwise, you are see, I could have kept my system unearthed. Why I am doing grounding resistance is to prevent the high voltage stress. Okay. So there will be no voltage stress. We will design it in such a way. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now hybrid system. See this hybrid system. I will not go to it. Basically, in this system, what they do is initially they will operate it as a low resistance system, and later on they will change it to a high resistance system. Okay, I will not go into it. Then reactance grounding. See, when I say reactance grounding, see instead of a resistor, they are using a inductive reactor. This reactance grounding, have any one of you come across it?
No, sir.
Okay, no, they don't come across it. Actually, reactance grounding is used in some distribution system. Okay, I can share some later on some pictures or the link related to it. Okay. Actually, if you go to my website, na electricalguideline.com, there I have put some pictures. You can see there on all this reactance grounding, those things. I've put some pictures. If you have time later on, you go through the link. I will share the link. Then there's one more type of grounding called arc suppression coil. Anybody have come across this arc suppression coil?
No.
Okay. Actually, this is arc suppression scheme. Again, this one is used for distribution system. See, I want you to make note of one particular thing. Solid grounding, LV system. Low resistance grounding, medium voltage motor. High resistance grounding, power plant generator. Reactance grounding and arc suppression coil is for distribution system. Okay. Try to
Mm-hmm.
remember this.
So when you're saying it's low resistance grounding, you're
Yeah.
saying medium voltage medium voltage motor.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, yes, Mr. Pinaki Sharma, tell me.
right, sir?
This low
The
resistance
voice is
grounding is
breaking.
used for medium voltage motor, 8.3 kV, 6.6 kV motor. Basically, to reduce the system fault current so that these motors don't get damaged.
Right, sir. No, my query comes is
Yeah,
that suppose you have a medium voltage substation, like you
yeah,
have just a substation
yeah.
where it is like a switch yard, and you have just transformers with system power coming in, power going out. There are no motors, medium voltage motors. There also for the transformer you will still provide the NGR, no, sir?
No, we are not giving NGR there. See, you go to a 33 kV substation, it is solidly grounded.
33 kV, okay, sir, but above 33 kV,
Oh,
like say 66.
66 kV, 220 kV, everything is solidly grounded. We don't do resistance grounding.
Okay, sir.
You go to your power grid substation, 220 kV, everything is solidly grounded. We don't
Okay,
see the concept of reactance grounding is there in some transmission system also. Okay,
okay, sir.
but this resistance grounding is not like it is not there for your other system. It is mostly for the
Sir.
motor. Okay,
Okay, sir.
okay.
And when you
So
say,
when we say, yeah, go ahead, sir.
sir, just one query. When you say high resistance grounding, it's only for power plants. That means it's the actual generator, the actual power plant turbine generator. That's where you're doing the high resistance
Yes, yes,
grounding.
yes.
Okay, sir.
See, the reason is actually the generator, no, even after you trip the generator, it will rotate for a duration. and during that duration, the excitation which is present in the generator, the rotor, that will cause a fault current to flow. That is the reason in a generator we try to reduce the fault current to very low value, like 2 amps. See, here we are talking in terms of 100 amp. No, there we will bring it down to 1 or 2 or 3 amps, and that is why we are using high resistance neutral grounding. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Now ungrounded system. See, there is one more system, ungrounded system, right? Ungrounded system means the neutral is not earthed. What will happen here? My question to one by one you answer. Ungrounded system, what will be the fault current?
It will not, it will be, there will be no fault current. You will have a very low arcing ground. You will not have a fault current, it will be very low, but you will have an arcing ground which will be proportional to the system capacitance.
Okay, fine. Anybody else? Any answer?
No, so what we have seen in one of the company Dabur,
Yeah.
where the equipments are very sensitive in their R&D. So what they have done, in spite of having, there should not be much of a difference in the potential difference between the neutral and grounding. So they have shorted both the things, and they were facing this problem that PCB used to get burned.
Okay.
So this is the problem which we have seen.
Okay. So this any other this one, any other feedback on ungrounded system? Any one of you? Mr. Armugam?
The ground current will be very low. There will be as we already said, it is only based on the capacitance of the system.
Okay, fine. So you are correct. When I say ungrounded system, some people think fault current will be zero. In reality, there will be a fault current which will be very less, and that magnitude depends on the system charging current or the capacitance current. You are correct. And this, when the first fault take place, the current is very less. It will not damage anything. I can continue my working without tripping the system. But when the second fault take place, let's say first fault took place in phase A, I can run my system. Let's say after some time fault took place in phase B, then it will become a line to line fault current, phase A to B, and that will be very dangerous. That is why
Sir,
in an ungrounded, one second, that is why in an ungrounded system, when there is a first fault, you can continue your work, but after some time, interrupt your system, trace the fault and clear it. Okay. Otherwise, when there's a second fault, your system will get damaged. Okay. Yeah. Please tell me.
now suppose if I am working on a machine which is on an ungrounded system, and if there is an insulation failure in one phase,
Yeah.
and directly it is connected to the body, for example, in that case, the person who is operating, it will be safe for him, right? If there is no return current to the transformer.
Actually, this one in the ungrounded system, see the fault current being very less,
Yeah.
it will be safe for the person. But if the charging current is above, let's say like 5 milliamp,
Okay.
see, if you are having a very long cable, let us say you are having some 500 meter, 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer cable, which is feeding the
Okay.
equipment, then what will happen? The charging current will be very high. Let's say the charging current is above, let's say 5, it's close to 4 or 5 milliamp, then it will not be safe for the person. So it all depends on the magnitude of that. The fault current has come down to a value, very low value. It has come down to, let's say, like 0.5 amps. But for a person, what is 0.5 amps in terms of milliamp? It is 500 milliamps, right?
500 milliamps.
Any current above, like let's say 10 milliamp or 5 milliamp, see, 10, see, 100 up to 160 milliamp, they say it is fine. Okay,
Okay.
up to 160 milliamp, they say it's fine. But about 10 milliamp, the person will feel the feeling and slight pain also. And if if this ungrounded system you are using in a hospital, let's say a hospital, there the hospital environment, let's say the person is a patient because he is lying on a bed, there even 5 milliamps is dangerous. Okay, so we cannot blindly tell that ungrounded system person is always safe. You have to evaluate depending on the system. Okay.
Okay.
Let's have a look at this uh, particular this one. See, utility. When I say utility, it is the one who is distributing power or generating power. For example, let us take in Karnataka, the power is generated by Karnataka Power Generation Corporation (KPCL), and power is transmitted by let's say in uh, Tamil Nadu. Who is the one who is transmitting power?
EPTCL?
In Karnataka. In Tamil Nadu, who is transmitting power? Mr. Armugam?
TN Transco.
Transco. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Then coming to distribution. When I say distribution, like here in Bangalore, we have Bescom, right? Like any typical any name, Mr. Verma distribution company?
In Haryana, it is Dakshin Haryana Bijli Vitran Nigam Limited.
Okay, fine.
Or Delhi, it is yeah.
NDPL, right? Or the BSCS Rajdhani, some right? Okay. So we have generating company, we have transmission company, we have distribution. So when I say utility, I'm talking about this generation transmission. Like our NTPC is also example of generation. Power grid also is example of transmission. Right. Now, in case of generation, when I say generation, it can be thermal power, it can be hydro power, it can be nuclear. I'm not talking about solar, I'm not talking about wind. So these big generators, your megawatt scale big generator, there we go for high resistance neutral grounding with NGR, NGT. Okay. In a generator, in a power plant, we have unit auxiliary transformer UAT, right? Let me give you one example. See, I'm having a generator, right? I'm having a generator transformer. Okay, I have a number of generators. I'm having like this. Okay, now from here, let's say this is some bus system, and finally my power goes via my transmission line, right? Now here, this generator is having a unit auxiliary transformer, right? To feed the auxiliary load of this plant. Or my station may be having a station auxiliary transformer. Okay. Now this generator neutral is grounded via NGR and NGT. Okay. This one is called high resistance neutral grounding, whereas my this is my UAT, unit auxiliary transformer. This, what is this supplying basically? What is the purpose of this UAT?
Auxiliary loads for the power plant.
Yes, perfectly
The
correct.
pump.
I have a 6.6 kV switch gear. I will have a number of motor like big all, like let's say 200 kilowatt or 400 kilowatt. All these big motors will be there, right? Now this transformer is earthed through a NGR. So please look at the difference. This is low resistance neutral grounding. This is high resistance neutral grounding. Okay.
And what about the generator transformer?
Generator transformer is solidly grounded.
Okay.
Okay. So now, see, generator transformer, you ask a doubt, na? See, the generator transformer is related to transmission, power transmission, okay? Because it is
Okay.
connected to your substation. That's why it is solidly grounded. Then coming to your distribution system, when I say distribution system, when power is fed to your home, that is solid earthing.
Sir, now generator transformer is solidly ground and the generator is high resistance ground.
Yes,
So now in the transmission tower, suppose if we have an earth fault, that earth fault will come back to the generating transformer neutral only, correct?
yes, it comes back to the transformer neutral. Yes,
So when will the fault go back to the generator neutral point?
when the fault is in your generator winding or fault is in your
Till the transformer.
isolated phase
The
bus.
fault is between when the fault is between the transformer and the generator.
Okay.
That section in that IPPD section, if there's a fault there, then it will go back to your generator.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, correct.
In the transformer yard, you'll have that short section of the bus. No, in that
Yes,
there's a
correct. IPPD, the generator winding, and even our primary.
Okay. Okay.
See, the distribution system, solid earthing is used in our houses. Earth is used in case of hospital. Hospital means, when I say hospital, hospital lighting or lift or AC, those all are like our house only. Inside a hospital, there are medical equipment, no? Like X-ray machine or your scanning,
MRI.
yeah, or our heart, for heart they're using the ECG. All these machines, medical electronic equipments, the power supply for them has to be from an unearthed system because there should be no interruption. But whenever you design any hospital, please coordinate with that medical electronic equipment vendor and ask him what type of earthing you want. Okay. Now, yes, okay. We will focus on low resistance neutral grounding, right? Okay. Now, coming to a industry. In an industry, see, there is a difference between the utility and industry, right? When I say utility, it is giving power to a big area. Okay. When I say industry, I'm giving power to a particular region, particular small area. Okay. Inside a industry, for example, if I have my IOCL or NT, if I have my IOCL plant, okay, or if I have a refinery, that is an industry, that is a plant. There, even they have their own generation, right? They will have, like, let's say 5, 6 or 10 megawatts, some small generator they may have. Or let's say, let me take example of a car plant. They may be having 2 MVA or 6 MVA generators, right? Now these generators are different from your utility generator. NTPC generator or your HPCL, NTPC generator is different. And IOCL may be having captive power generation, a very big generation of let's say 50 megawatt. Then it becomes almost like a utility generator. Then it may be high resistance neutral grounding. Now let me take example of a generation where I'm using it for backup purpose. I'm not talking about captive power generation. I'm talking about backup. Now those generation when I have there, if it is a low voltage generator, I will go for solid earthing. Up to how much kVA are you using low voltage generators?
1 megawatt.
1 megawatt. Any other value? Up to how much power you are using low voltage generator? Any
No.
okay. Okay, normally see up to I think even 2 MV also you can use low voltage. Okay. Now coming to medium volt generation, we will have a 6.6 kV generator, we have 11 kV generator. Those generator, okay, there we have to use either we can go for solid grounding or we can go for resistance grounding there. Okay. When you use a resistance grounding for a generator, what you have to do is you check with your generator vendor. Suppose you are buying a 5 megawatt generator from Caterpillar, you check with them what is the type of resistance to be used because it is all to do about protection of the generator, right? So you have to check from the generator vendor. So when you are doing a design of a 5 megawatt generator, okay,
Hmm.
hey, you are using let's say Caterpillar make. You check with that vendor. Should I use low resistance neutral grounding? Okay. See when people make SLD, they make a SLD, they may not consult a vendor. But I will suggest if you are using a medium voltage generator in your plant design, please check with the vendor of the generator. Check with 2 3 vendor. Should we go for low resistance neutral grounding? Okay. Then coming to your distribution system. See, when I say distribution system inside a plant, I'm talking about inside a plant. I'm having my steel plant, I'm having my cement plant, or I'm having a car industry. The 450 volt inside a plant is all solid grounded. Inside hospital, they go for another system. Inside mine, they go for high resistance neutral grounding. Okay. In a distribution system, 6.6 kV or 11 kV system inside a plant, they go for low resistance neutral grounding, and some people also go for reactance grounding. I have not come across reactance grounding. Okay. Now, so for the morning session, I will do this slide and I will close. Any doubts are there? So you can ask, or you can also post in that WhatsApp group. Even after the session, also you can post if you have any doubts in the group. And any material if I come across, I will also share in the. You can also share. Okay. So and one more reason why I have made this group is after all the design, after the training is over, if you have any calculation, you can share there. I will check and I will let you know it is okay or not. Okay. Particularly related to this training. Now coming to low resistance
Hmm.
neutral, yeah. coming to low resistance neutral grounding, I just want to summarize. Fault current is restricted to a value, to a very low value. Okay. When I say very low value, it should not damage my motor stamping, but it should not become so low that my relay will, or my CT will not be able to sense. If I make my fault current 5 amps, in case of low resistance neutral grounding, what will happen? My earth fault relay will not detect at all. Okay. So during the next slide, in the evening session, I will tell you what should be the value of the fault current. Why I cannot go to 5 amps? Why I cannot go to 10 amps? I will tell you that in the evening session. Okay. See, in older days, they were restricting the fault current 2 to 3 times the load current. Let's say I'm having a 6.6 kV motor. Okay, 6.6 kV motor. Let us say 200 amps. What will be the load current? 6.6 kV motor, 200 kilowatt. What is the load current? 6.6 kV motor, 200 kilowatt. What is the load current? Around 160 amps, 190 amps. How much? I think close to 190 amps or something. See, some people have the practice to restrict the fault current to 2 to 3 times load current. Okay. Some people will restrict it exactly to load current. We will discuss all those in the evening session. Then fault current. In the evening, I will tell you what is this relay sensitivity. Okay. How it is related to NGR design. That is very important. What do you mean by relay sensitivity? How it is related to NGR design? I will tell you that in the next session. Then, what do we mean by third harmonic? Where it flows, how it flows, what generates third harmonics, okay, and how it is related to NGR. That also we will discuss. Unbalance. You all know system unbalance. When there is unbalance in a system, there is a current flowing in the neutral, and that neutral current will flow through the NGR, and it will cause continuous sweeping of the NGR. Okay. So whenever, but see, when we are dealing with motors, right? 6.6 kV motor, that system, the unbalance chance is very less. Okay. Then NGR rating. See the fault current. See, when I say fault current, I will explain you later. When a fault takes place at the motor end, the fault current will be less because motor is located far away, 300, 400 some meters far away. And that far away fault will have a small current, and that current should be able to drive enough current through your relay. I will explain about that later. How many of you have worked with earth fault relay? In Armugam, you have worked with earth fault relay?
Yes, sir. I have worked with that phone.
Okay. Mr. Sharma, Pinaki Sharma, you have worked with earth fault relay?
No, sir.
Okay, okay, fine.
Not in detail, no.
Okay, Mr. Ram Verma, you have worked with earth fault relay?
Oh, no, sir.
Okay. I will give you a brief explanation later on. What is that earth fault relay, and then how it is related to NGR. Okay. The sensitivity of earth fault relay is 5 to 10% of CT rating. What does it mean? I will tell you when I go more deep into it. Okay. So this word sensitivity, selectivity, I will tell about that later on. It is actually more to do with relay terminology, but it has little bearing on this subject also. Okay. Then NCR rating, what is the time rating? See, later on, either today evening or tomorrow, we will be talking about the NGR data sheet. That time I will explain about this timings. Okay. So for the morning session, we will stop here. Okay.
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 Any doubt, Mr. Armugam?
Sir, here,
Yeah, yes, Mr. Pinaki Sharma.
sir, we are saying here now neutral current is restricted from 400 to 1000 amps, but we are saying that the utilities are using from 200 to 400 amperes NGR. Then it is not okay, sir. It should be means the NGR will be underrated, no, sir, for that.
Yeah,
Means
actually, NGR, when we design, we will get some value. And there is two things. One is design value and one is practice. In the further slide, I will explain about it.
okay, sir. And we
What
are
is the
also
practice
yeah.
and what is the design? Okay.
Okay, sir. Also, we are calling it that it will be withstanding for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Since the NGR is designed for 10 seconds, but the earth fault relay will trip it very fast, no, sir?
You are correct. The earth fault relay will trip in less than 2 milliseconds. But when we design the NGR, the practice, that is why I told practice. See, actually, the earth fault will never be there for such a long time. But there is a practice. The practice has come that they are taking for this much.
Okay, sir.
Any other doubt?
Yeah, sir. One thing which I have brought in notice
Yeah,
related to the sensitive equipment where the potential difference has to be almost same or negligible between the neutral grounding
yeah.
and the ground. So many times what we have seen that they sort these both things. So I just want you to tell what could be the this thing later consequences related to it.
See, the neutral to ground voltage.
Hmm.
See, actually, your this electronic equipment earthing. With the
Hmm.
electronic
Yeah.
equipment earthing, there is a this one. No? They say this common mode noise. When the
Hmm.
voltage in the neutral is not the neutral, when the voltage is high, there is a damage caused to the equipment, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
And that is the reason you are using the solid grounding effectively as system.
Hmm.
And one more thing is the unbalance. See, this is more related
Hmm.
to harmonics and unbalance. See, the cause of the problem here is harmonics and unbalance. Actually, it is a power quality issue.
Hmm.
Why whenever there is a damage to the electronic equipment due to this voltage problem, they will
Hmm.
try to do a harmonic analysis and check whether the system is balanced. So
Hmm.
what you have to do is you have to do complete detailed analysis of their entire system and check where is the harmonic generated, how much is the unbalanced current. So the solution
Hmm.
lies in solving the harmonics and unbalance problem.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, yes.
Okay, sir. So no more doubt. We close now.
Yeah.
Evening. Evening. What time it is?
5:30.
5:30 or 5 o'clock?
It's 5 o'clock.
Let me
Okay.
5.
Yeah, exactly at 5 o'clock we will join so that we'll finish at 6:30. Okay?
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
So thank you, everybody. Thank you very much.
Sir, will you be sharing this presentation with us after the
Yeah,
training
after
session?